Hello everyone, this is a new video I am making and today I'm going to be talking about incognito mode or private browsing. Now the name differs depending on which browser you're using, but I feel that not a lot of people understand what this mode or what this tool or setting actually is, and I hope I can clear all the misconceptions and actually tell you what it is about. So, a few things that I'm going to be going over are what it actually is, why people use it, and if you want to actually use something that's going to help you be more privacy conscious and prevent people from tracking you, what are the different options you actually have. So what I'm going to be doing is first actually opening up the Chrome browser. I'm using a Mac right now, but no matter what operating system you use and what browser you use, the technology is the exact same. Now in Chrome, this is a normal window I've opened. Now by going over to the top right side, as all browsers have, you have a few options over here, and you have an option called New Incognito Window. Similarly, on other browsers, you have an option called private browsing or a private window. On Chrome, it's called incognito. Now, the features and what they actually mean are the exact same. But what a lot of people think is that once you open this window and do any browsing over here, that no one is supposed to track you. You are completely anonymous. Now, the truth is that's completely wrong. What incognito or private browsing does is it prevents any data about you from being stored on your laptop, on your device, on your phone, or on your computer, whatever it is. So, for example, you're opening a website. I'm just going to open Google for now. Now, when I open Google, it prevents this website from being added to my history. Any cookies that this website stores on my browser, any kind of storage, any kind of browser storage that this website is using, it prevents it from being stored. So it only prevents the data or the data being stored on your device rather than any other website tracking you. So that is the first huge misconception that a lot of people have. Now, the reason people have incognito or private browsing is for this main reason only. Now, if the website is not allowed to store any, no, the thing is they are allowed, but the browser prevents it from being stored. The moment you close the incognito window or the private browsing window, then all the data is deleted. Now, what happens is if all the data is deleted, how do the websites track you the next time that they open it up? So, what the another common way that websites use to still track you even if you use incognito or private browsing is using your IP address. So obviously you're connected over the internet, and each device on the internet has a unique IP address. IP stands for Internet Protocol. Now using this unique address for each laptop or each device, a smartphone or a computer or a PC, it identifies who you are, and it can even tell the approximate location that you're accessing from. So using this, it's still possible to continue to track you, and that's the reason that using an incognito window really doesn't help. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few different settings to actually show you when you open a website how these websites retain information and identify you with some sort of unique number or identity. So on all browsers, there is something called developer tools. Now these developer tools are meant for the developers who actually make the website and are used to test and debug it. Now it's even accessible to us. That's the reason that I like web development so much. You can actually see the code and interact with it. Now one thing that a lot of people would have tried is right clicking and saying view page source. Now you can actually see the code for this website. Now the thing is, it's not at all this scary. A lot of people think, you have to type all this complicated stuff, but the thing is, once the website is actually ready for production, it's minified and obfuscated so that no one can try to reproduce it. So the entire reason you hardly see any space is it's to make sure that the size of the application is as small as possible. So every time you open Google or hit a page refresh, it's as instant as possible. That's the main reason. Now, apart from viewing the page source, every browser has a few places where you can store data. Now, for example, you're creating a website, and if you want to store data on the user's device, you have a few options. So I'm going to show you those options, and you can actually see what data they're actually storing inside it. So apart from view page source, there's an option called inspect. I'm not going to go into that option. But on the top, again, by clicking the ellipsis on the top right hand side, under more tools, you should be able to see something called the developer tools, which I already said. Now on Windows and Mac, I think the keyboard shortcut also is available, which is Control Shift I, and on a Mac it's slightly different. Now again, it opens the developer tools like this. Now this is a lot of stuff going on here, but we don't have to worry about any of that. I'm going to open up the other settings you have over here, and I'm going to go into memory. Sorry, not memory, application. Now inside application, this is all the available storage options that any web developer has. Now they can store data inside something called local storage. So this is the local storage for this website, and you can see that there's something stored in here. Let me try to expand this. Now over here you see that there is some data stored over here. Now I'm guessing that this is the latest most popular searches available on Google. Yeah, so the moment I click on to this text field for Google, I see these top trending searches over here, and I think this is just my guess over here to improve the performance. The moment you open the page and click on it, if they want to quickly show the users the most trending searches, they've ahead of time stored these searches in this local storage, and you can actually see. So the first one says Oscars Academy Award winners, and you can see that's the first item of this list. And over the second item says Maruti something, and I still have that. So you can see that they have actually stored this inside local storage. Now there are different options for storage. The other option is session storage, and we can see that there are two entries over here. Obviously I have no idea what this is, but these are few options. Then you have something called IndexedDB, WebSQL, and this is the most popular cookies. Now you can actually see what cookies are there, and if you don't want the cookies, you have an option to delete it. You can right click and hit delete, or you can also edit the value, completely your wish. And the cool thing is you can actually see what's there, and apart from that you have cache. So this is how these website owners actually store data. And what they do is, if you're a new user, you're opening up the website for the first time, they store some sort of unique ID that identifies you in one of these storage options. And then the next time they come to you open the website, they retrieve that data which is stored in that storage option, whether it's a cookie or it's inside local storage, and they access it trying to identify you and match you with some existing database record. So that's what usually happens. Now, as you see, Incognito does nothing to protect you, because whether it's Google or any other website, the IP address is still available. So if you want to truly remain anonymous, there are a few things you can do. One option is use a browser called Tor. Now, either you can download the actual Tor browser, you can just search for Tor browser, and then you can head over to their website and download the actual Tor browser, or you can download a browser like Brave, which already has built-in features which prevent websites from placing ads or trackers. And apart from that, it has its own Tor browser built in. You can use one of these. And what this Tor browser actually does is your connection is routed through so many different servers or nodes before it actually reaches the endpoint. Now, if you're trying to reach Google server, if you're trying to type in google.com, it goes through so many other servers or computers on the internet before it reaches Google. So if Google were to track you and try to find out who you are, they would only notice the IP address of the last node or last computer on this huge network. They would not be able to see anyone in the middle. So that really helps. And another option is using a VPN, a virtual private network, as I already explained in a previous video. Again, this helps securely route your traffic through one of their VPN servers. So the entire traffic is encrypted and they see the IP of that server and not your computer. So that's one more way you can stay secure. But another thing you have to understand is, if you want to stay anonymous, this is if you don't want anyone to know who you are and target advertisements for you, you have to make sure that you don't use any of your social activities on that secure environment, if I'm going to call it. So if I'm using Tor or a VPN, for example, if I'm going to log in with my Google account or my Facebook account on that same environment, using that same Tor connection or VPN connection, then I'm basically telling them who I am. So it's not secure anymore. So it really depends on how you use it, even if you have the right tools. So that wraps up this video. I hope this was quick and I gave you the information that you were looking for. Thank you for watching.